What's going on, everybody? This is Brian again. Hi. Um, so today I just want to talk about why AA does not work and did not work for me. So quick disclaimer is I'm not saying that AA is a bad thing. There's a lot of good that can come out of it. Um, just my personal experience was so-so, I'd say. There were some pros, there were some cons. I got a great sponsor out of it, and it also helped me realize the fact that I am an alcoholic and that I needed the help. Well, I got the help, needed to seek the help that I needed. So, hi, Toey. It's my friend Toey. When you have a friend like Corey, you don't need a sponsor. So I'll start off by just grabbing a cup of coffee and telling you about my first few weeks and the meetings I went to. So I went to about 6 or 7 meetings, and oh no, good for you. My first meeting, I sat down. I met my sponsor Mike, and he's a really great guy. He was really cool. We had a very relatable story. He said, when he was 23, he quit drinking because he was ruining his family and blah, 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 blah. So it was kind of the same thing as me. I was 23 when I quit. And it was really good. So those sessions, I was able to relate to somebody, which was great. And it was my sponsor. And my sponsor was amazing. I have met some people, though, whose sponsors have been very lacking in communication, do not pick up the phone. However, I was very, very, very lucky in that regard. So the bad things about AA that I found was that from my first meeting to my last, I felt like it was story time. I felt like it was, people reliving their glory days. For example, I remember there was this guy, we'll call him Rick. I sat down, my sponsor Mike spoke. He was really cool. And he kind of told some of the stories, and it was sad, but it was kind of like all the precursors to the sadness sounded like a lot of fun. And I was a young, impressionable guy, so I was like, well, this sounds intriguing. And then Rick spoke, fucking, what'd he say? He's like, hi, I'm Rick. I'm an alcoholic. Fucking 63 years sober. Well, go Rick. And from there, he just started talking about how he would hop in the jalopy and go carousing with the girls and get booze from the still. And, to me, I was young and impressionable, and I'm thinking, like, this guy sounds like a hillbilly James Bond. And that's, so I would go home. I would fucking, sniff out the alcohol in the house, drink it all, and then wake up just to do it all over again. And that happened for the first, few meetings that I went to. I would listen to these stories, and I'd go, fuck, I don't need to be here, and I would just go home and get fucking wasted again. But, my 4th or 5th meeting, I was afterwards, so that was the first time I stood up and I said, hi, I'm Brian, I'm an alcoholic. And self-admittance was beautiful. AA was great for the self-admittance. So kudos to AA for that. You're in the room is comfortable. Some people aren't comfortable, but I'm pretty open, so I was comfortable to say that. So that was a pro. But I was biking home and realized for the first time in my life that I needed help, and I started crying. And that was when I started going back to the AA meetings, and I really realized about the boys club, the story club, the reliving glory days kind of club, and that was not for me. So that's my AA experience, and that's why it did not work for me. However, it can work for others. I found the religious aspect to be a little bit too much. The whole 12 steps seemed a little ridiculous to me. I don't honestly remember what they were. I remember reading through the steps and going, like, these are great ideas. However, I think if you can get those 12 steps. And this is kind of how I viewed it, was those 12 steps. I kind of made them my own, and I was very fortunate. I am very fortunate that I have a very loving family. I have amazing friends like Corey, and people that I can talk to and have talked to. I needed the help, and I got the help, but I decided I needed the help, So I think if you can just admit it to yourself and realize that you need to change and you want to change, you have the desire to change, that is the key. That's like the key that just opens the floodgates. It opens the door to a whole new world, and from there you can work hard. Some tips, rather than, just dogmatic behavior and just believing in God because somebody tells you to. For me, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with believing in God. I grew up a Protestant and all that stuff. Anyway, that's aside from the fact. But for me, my higher power was music, art, and creative expression, and I was able to do that. And yeah, so I think that's it. Do it for yourself. Love yourself, and you know what? If you want to go check out an AA meeting, do it. It might work for you. It might not. For me, did not work. Anyways, love you guys all, and I hope you have a good day. If you guys have any tips, tricks, or anything you want to discuss on this matter, because I know this is a little bit of a touchy subject for some, fucking leave it. Leave it in the comments. Let's talk. Let's have a discussion. That's what we're here for. I want to learn from you, and I hope that you can take something from this. Yeah. I love you guys. Have a great day, and enjoy that nice Cabajo.